Hello everyone, welcome to Infra Experts. Today is the fifth session on MySQL tutorial. So what all things we have seen till now? We have seen the MySQL architecture, the overview of MySQL, why is MySQL so much preferred, and the popular storage engines of MySQL, the server logs like the binary logs and the relay logs, the general logs, these logs we have seen, the InnoDB Tablespaces we have seen, the default MySQL database schemas we have seen, and some features, new features which have been introduced in MySQL 8 along with the deprecated and remove parameters also. So if you have not seen this, please, I would suggest you please go through those sessions to have an idea on MySQL before jumping into the practical sessions. Also, we have seen how to install MySQL and how to check the various logs in MySQL. In this session, we will be speaking about MySQL Backup. So in Backup, what all things we will be seeing in? We would see how to take a full database backup and how to restore the same to another server. Along with that, we will also be seeing how to restore a single database from a full database backup. Also, how to take multiple database backups without taking full database backup. Not only this, we will be seeing how to restore a table from a MySQL full database backup. And with one command, how will you generate, how will you export import your MySQL? Means you do not need to fire command for export once, then transfer the backup to your target server, and then you need to proceed with the import. So this can be done through a one-step approach itself. And also we will be seeing how to generate the metadata of the database. And here I am going to explain the native methods that are used to generate the backup of the database. So MySQL dump is a command line utility that is used to generate this logical backup of the MySQL database. It produces the SQL statements that can be used to recreate the database objects and data. By default, MySQL dump command does not dump the information schema database, performance schema, and MySQL cluster NDB info database. And if you want to include this information schema tables, you must explicitly specify the name of the database in the MySQL dump command. Also include the skip log tables option. So let us proceed with our practical session. So in here, this is my source database, and I you can see the name in here, source I have mentioned, and the color also I have distinguished the font color. And this is my target database. So let me log into this database. So log into my instance. So in here in the target, I do not have any databases present as of now. Let me proceed. Let me log into this. So here also I do not have anything present as of now. So let me run the command create database infra. Another one, create database infra 1, infra 2. So there are three databases currently running. Let me go to infra, and in here let me create the table, create table infra, and then I will insert. So I've created the table. Let me do one thing, tutorial 2 and one more with tutorial 3. My bad, this one I need to change, Oracle, and let me give this one as RDS. Okay, show tables, select star from infra. So I have these present in my queue right now. Let me go to infra 2. So what all databases I have made? I made infra, infra 1 and infra 2. So let me create one more table in here. Create table movies and give the name. Let me give the name Die Hard, and let it be as it is. Let me give the name New York. Let me give this name Avengers. So my bad. This one should be movies, right? I missed to change this. So let me change this. That's why I was getting the error. Okay, this is done. And one more database I'm having with infra. So in here also, let me give the name, let me give this name as hello, and I'm keeping this in here. So currently I'm having 3 databases, and in those 3 databases I'm having 3 tables created. So now let me check in here. In here we do not have anything as we saw in our target database. So what's the first thing we will be seeing in here? We will be seeing how to take a dump of full database. So let me create one directory in here, dump. Okay, now what's the command to create a full database dump? This one, MySQL dump, this is taken from our database binaries bin folder. So let us see whether if it is running or not, and if it's not running, then we need to give this the database binaries home slash bin folder before it, and the user, let the user be root. From root user I'm taking the password being, for password it is small p, and for port it is capital P. The password is this. I'm taking from my local host, and what I am taking in here is all databases. Okay, so for all databases it is this, means the full database, and I'm going ahead with single transaction. So what is the single transaction? It is it issues a begin SQL statement before dumping data from the server, and next is hyphen hyphen quick. So what is this quick? It enforces dumping tables row by row. So this provides added safety for systems with little RAM and or large databases where storing tables in memory could be problematic. And next comes lock tables. So this lock tables, if we are keeping this as false, then it does not lock the tables for the backup session. And now we need to take this backup to some directory, right? So if I'm not mentioning any directories in here, so in the current directory it will be taking the backup. So let me give the name full backup, full underscore db underscore backup dot SQL file. So this is taking the backup, and the backup is complete. So you can see in here that the backup is complete. So now what you can do, you can just vi this and open. You can see here create database, use infra, and in infra it is creating the table, and for infra 1 also database it is creating the table hello, and for infra 2 also it is creating the table movies. So this is doing. So this is a method of taking the backup. Now let me go ahead with one more example where you can just think that you are not having pretty much space in here. So in here I'm having 42 GB, but your database size is around, is much more, and to transfer it, and if you are trying to transfer it, if the size is much more, then it will be taking much more time. So you need to zip the file to reduce the space. So you need to compress it. So how will you compress it? The command is this only. In here, before writing it, just py and give gzip, and in here dot gz. So it will be taking the dump and it will be zipping the file. So you can see in here that 1.5 MB which was taken earlier has been zipped to 253 KB. So let us proceed with this restore. Let me SFTP it to my target database server. So it is connected in here, and let me put the file. Let me put this one itself. So I have kept it in here. Now let me go to the target machine. You can see in here that nothing is there. No databases are there right now. And I need to, let me delete these. These were taken for my practice session. before I proceed with my sessions, I do check once whether everything is fine or not. So this is done. Now I need to restore it. So for restoring, what should be the command? We are taking the dump with MySQL dump, and for restoring we are using MySQL, and then -h the local host, then -p password, and then I need to restore it. I missed to give the user, right? So currently this is restoring and it is done. So let me just log into the database right now and check whether the databases have been created. Yes, I do have this. Let me go to infra and let me see whether the tables have been created or not. Yes, the table is also has also been created. So I do have these values in here. Similarly for infra 1 also I do have this. For infra 2 I do have this. So everything has been created over here. Now from here, if I want to restore just one database, so what do I need to do? Let me drop this. You drop database infra. So my database has been dropped and now I would need to restore this. What's the command? In here I would need to give and the -1 database and the database name. Okay. Why didn't it get restored? Because if you are taking a full database backup, at that time there's no need of creating any databases on its own. But this is similarly like your export import command, where if you are taking full database, then you do not need to create the schema. But if you are taking the export of a single schema, then you need to create the schema before proceeding. Similarly in here, first of all, I need to create the database. So create database infra. So this is created. Now it will be taking the backup. So it has taken the backup. Now let me go to infra, show tables. You can see that one of my databases which was dropped has been created. Next, let us go to our source database. So this is my source database. Let me clear the screen. I do have these backups. And now, how do I need to backup a specific table database from here? The command stands the same. In here, I'm just giving it as all databases. This one needs to be changed. And while changing this, what do I need to give? The database name. Okay. And this will be creating the database. You can, let me just unzip it. You can see what I was saying earlier, that you need to create the database before proceeding with this. See, in this I have taken just the database backup, just one database backup. In here you do not see any create database command in here. So it is not creating the database. It is creating the structure and the data it is only having in it. Likewise, if you see this full DB backup, you can see that it is creating the database and then it is proceeding with the other steps. I hope I'm able to clear this thing right now. And if you need to take more than a database backup, so what is the command? This one in here, you need to give hyphen databases and then the database names, infra and infra1. I need to take these two databases. Okay. And there's some issue with this. So this is coming unknown option B. Why is it so? This should be hyphen databases. And right now I have this created. And in here you can see, since I'm taking two databases backup and not a single one, that's why I'm getting the create database command in here. Now, if I need to back up a single table from here, how do I do it? Let me log into the database once, use infra and show tables. So I need to back up the table infra from the database infra. How do I do it? Let me take the command again. In here, let me remove these first of all, hyphen databases and the database name. And in here, let me give the command the database name as infra and the table name also as infra table backup. So this is taking the infra table backup. So you can see that the infra table backup has been taken for this table only. It has been taken. And if you need to restore this table, let me just SFTP it to my target server. Let me go to MySQL database and dump. Then put the file in here. So it is in here. Let me go to my target database. And in my target database, first of all, let me log into it, use infra and show tables. Okay. In here, let me do one more thing. Let me create this in my infra database also. Okay. So this is done. Now drop table infra. Now I need to restore it. How do I restore it? This is the backup infra underscore table. And now what I need to do, I just need to give infra over here and the SQL file name. So this is it. Use infra show tables, select star from infra, and I'm getting this. So why did I put create one more table hello over here? Because in the command you can see, means it, you might be having a doubt that I'm just giving the database name over here. So will it be overwriting the existing data which this infra database is having? So this clears your doubt. No, it doesn't overwrite. It just happens over it. So till now, what all we have covered? We have covered backing up a full database and restoring the same, backing up more than one database or a single database and restoring the same, also backing up a table and restoring the same. Now we are left with two more topics for our today's session, which are generating the metadata of a database. Basically, we are left with three topics till now. One is generating the metadata. So how will you generate the metadata and not the data? Let's go in here, and with MySQL dump, then -user -u root, and then let me give the password, then the local host. Since I'm having just one instance running in here, that's why I'm not giving the port number. But if you are having multiple instances running in here, then you need to give the port number also. And to generate just the metadata, I need to give this command. And for this database, I need to take it, right? Infra no data.sql. Now let me check it. You can see it is just taking the metadata. If you check in here, you can see that it is inserting, so it is having the data also in here. But in our this SQL file, we are just having the metadata over here. And next comes how to backup backup and restore using a single command. Means in here till now what all we have done, we were taking a MySQL dump, we were transferring it to the target database, and then we were executing it. So now what I need to do, I need to take a backup and restore with a single command. So how will you do it? Before that, I need to make sure that my user has been created in the target database. So create user root at the rate. I'm giving this as percentage. You can also give the IP address for my host identified by MySQL. So I was a little worried why this is failing. Why? Because my user is already created in here. Because the syntax and all everything was fine, but still it is failing. You can see. So this seems to be some bug. I was not having this user present root at the rate percentage. It is not showing in here. It was not showing in here somehow. Still, I just dropped it and then I created the user and now it is showing. Previously, it was not showing in here. So I'm not sure about this, but it is a bug present in MySQL. So right now, my user, I have created the user. Now, next step, show databases. Show databases. And in here, I have these databases present. So let me first drop database infra. Okay. And you can see that infra is not present in here. Let me create it again. Since we are performing a single database restore with a single command. So we need to create this database. Create database infra. So this is created. And since this is a blank database, we can proceed with our source. And in here, what we need to do, let us proceed with this command. MySQL dump, since it will be first taking the dump from my local host and the password being MySQL. If you want, you can give the port number, and I need to give the database name. The database name is infra, then pi. This is the MySQL dump command. Now I need to restore it. So MySQL, then what is the, I missed to give the root, means username in here, and hyphen u root, then hyphen p password, then the IP of my target host 172.168.190.35, and this will be given to restore to my infra database. So I have fired this command. Access is denied for user this. So you need to give necessary root privilege passwords also, which we missed. So let me give the privileges. I'm giving the full privileges over here. You can give the privileges as necessary for your server. Show grants for, I'm giving the same password which is there for local. So grant all privileges to percentage. So with grant option was not necessary, but still I gave it. Now let me try again. And this time it is done. So let me see, use infra, show tables. You can see that the table also is currently available. And let me check in here. Let me log into this database, use infra, show tables. So you can see, if you can compare, then you can see that whatever was there here has been restored over here. So with a single line command, we can proceed with our restore. And next comes, if we want to restore a table, so how will we do it? From a full backup, we will be taking this database. Okay, let me take some other database, use infra to show tables, or else use infra, I fill in one of the okay, let me take infra one. So drop table hello from infra one. So my table is dropped from here. You can see nothing is there. Okay. Now in here I have this backup available, and accidentally I have removed this hello table from here. I am having full DB backup. So how will I do it? If you have gone through my shell scripting course, then it will be easier for you to remember. First of all, let me show you in here. In full DB backup, let us go to hello. So in here, I need to take from drop table if it exists for this hello, because it is starting from here, and it is ending at unlock tables, right? So from here to here, I need to run this only. So how will I do it? In here it is just a small thing, so I can run it separately. But if it's a big table, if having multiple data, then it is not possible, right? So this is just an example I'm showing you in here. So how will you do it at that time? So for that, as I said, if you have gone through my shell scripting course, you will come to know this can be done with sed command. So sed -n-e, and then from starting with drop table dot star, and then the table name being hello, and till where I need to take it, till unlock tables. Okay, till here end. And from where do I need to take it? From this, and I need to keep it in one folder, one another SQL file, hello underscore table dot SQL. So let me see whether this is created or not. See, you can see in here that this is present. So if I run this, my table hello will be created, and this can be in any database we can create it. But since we have dropped it from infra 1, let us restore it in infra 1. So how will I do it? To infra 1, right? Infra 1, and the table name being this. So let me see. So you can see that hello table has been created, and the data is also restored. So this is one of the ways by which you can restore a table from a full database backup. I hope I am able to clear till now what all things have been covered. So we'll be concluding the session till here for MySQL Backup. Hope you have liked the session. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching the session. Take care.